recap 2019, I had asked the viewers on the channel what kind of list you would like to see, and it looks like the popular vote was top Funko Pops of 2019. So here we are. I'm gonna do my favorites over the last year. There's probably many that you won't agree with, or you might think of some that I didn't that might be favorites, but this is a collection of the ones that I purchased or been able to get over the last year and likely had videos on the channel of, so I'll link those as well so you can go back and take a look at them in greater detail if you would like to. But there were some common themes over the last year with Funko that I just wanted to touch on real quick. The first is that Funko has gotten better and more detailed with their molds that they've been making, so the actual characteristics and details on the pops themselves. They've been adding a lot more detail to, as it were, and I think they're doing a bang up job of it. Some of them are getting a little too far into detail, so they don't really look like pops anymore, and I think that's kind of odd, but overall I think some of the extra character details that really match the design of the character that they're showing have been really great. The other thing is glow in the dark, so I am a glow in the dark freak, and I think they've been nailing a lot of the glow in the darks towards the end of last year, and I touched on it when I reviewed it. They started using like this spray coating candy type glow, and I don't know how well that's working, but overall they're giving glow in the dark good detail, so it's not just one color throughout the entire Funko Pop like they used to do. So you're probably gonna find a few of those on this list here as we get going. The other thing is the repaints. They've gotten pretty crazy with this, where they take one Funko Pop, they release it, people love it. A month later, there's a different painted version. They do a lot of this with the Fantastic Plastic lineup, and if you wait long enough, you get the one that everyone seems to have a consensus of loving. So a couple of those are probably going to be on this list. It's similar to the chrome idea, making 500 chromes of everything except for all the repaints. So that stuff's kind of lazy and a money grab in my opinion, but variety is good. You can get the one that you really like, that you think nails the design, and pick up on that. Lastly, it seems like they're replacing chases with exclusives, which is also quite interesting. It used to be part of the thrill of the hunt was going out and finding the chase version of something. There have been some chases over the last year. Some have been quite good, and some, in my opinion, have been really, really bad. There's too many to name, but the thing they've been doing is putting out all these exclusives, and those are the harder to get ones. So the chases really aren't hard to get, and on the killer lineups and series that they're releasing, they don't even have chases for the most part. They just put out the exclusives. So think My Hero Academia. There's a billion exclusives for that line, but chases? Missing. So kind of interesting. So I thought those were some interesting trends over the last year on the Funko side of stuff. And without further ado, let's get into the top 10 of the Pop lineup. So starting at the bottom for me, there were so many. It took me forever to kind of put together this list and then try to rank them and come up with what I thought was the best. But number 10 for me is the hooded Krampus. It came out at the tail end of the year. They released these over Christmas time all the time. And the hooded Krampus, last year they had a whole wave of Krampuses, which were those repaints. This year they put out a different Krampus where he has the hood over the top, and of course he's holding the kiddo up front. People who collect Inbox were really mad about the Krampus having the kiddo on the back in the barrel. So now the kiddo's up front. The hood detail's great. Check out that video if you're interested to see more about it. Number 9 for me is going to be the Marvel Collector Corps' Valkyrie from Avengers Endgame. The way they put this together, they added the motion to it for her hair, where it's sweeping off to the side, including the cape, and it was one of those that had the greater detail on the pop itself that really nailed the character. It doesn't look like just generic female pop. It's really cool in my opinion. Next up is going to be the Marvel Iceman. This is a common. Like I said in the video when I reviewed this one, when I saw it in store, I finally realized why it was so cool. And it has to do with the translucent effect, but also the mold. This is one that they had a really cool mold on, where he's standing on the ice platform, and you can tell there's a lot more detail to it. So it doesn't look just like the generic Funko figure. They ended up putting out a Funko Shop exclusive where it's a flocked version of this, but it really doesn't get the essence of Iceman in my opinion. The translucent part of it is what makes it brilliant. It looks like ice. Number 7 is going to be My Hero Academia. With as many great My Hero Pops that they put out, there has to be at least one on the list, right? This is the glow-in-the-dark, convention-exclusive Todoroki. This thing was around everywhere. They were in all the mystery boxes. Everybody was selling this, even though it was a convention exclusive. But it was a brilliant pop. I had the common before, and then this came out, another one of those that came out down the line, and then I got it in a mystery box, which I was super happy about because the glow was awesome. Fire and ice, both glowing. It's a brilliant pop. So I also have to mention Endeavor was brilliant. The GameStop box Endeavor with all of the flames on his head. The work they did to add those extra flames for that brilliant 3D effect was pretty awesome. And of course, Hero Killer Stain. Everybody's probably talking about that one. It was another beautiful mold. My hero got a lot of love from Funko with the details on those molds this year. So favorite though for me has got to be Glow in the Dark Todoroki. Number 6 from the Fantastic Plastic lineup is Rocko Billy. Got him right here. He's been sitting on the collection off to the side. This is one with all the details in the brilliant mold. This lineup being my favorite of all time, this one right here got a lot of love. Cool idea, cool concept. It's like a shrunken head. He's got the bone up in his hair, stitching going across, and of course his closed eye that's sealed. But he's still got his regular eye and his guitar and his jacket. Check out the video to get more details on it, but brilliant touches on it. I think this might have been my favorite from the year for Funko's original lineup, but you have to also remember the Monkey Assassin, which had 2 colorways, the best being the second was the bloody one. That was pretty awesome. I also loved the new colorway of Bigfoot being the rainbow effect. It showed off what Funko can actually do with paint, and I thought they nailed it on that one, but since it was just a different color job, it didn't make the list. Number 5 from SpiderMan, one of the most viewed videos on this channel, is the Molten Man Glow in the Dark. Brilliant glow on this one. They really gave it what it needed to match the character from the movie. So if you haven't seen the full glow video on that one, go back and check it out, but of course I'm showing a little bit of it right here. Number 4 from Persona 5. There was a whole series of pops here, and this is one that did have a chase for the main character, but he was the most boring pop out of the whole set. So Ann Takamaki for me, Panther, is going to be the one that I picked off of this set. It was another, as I said at the beginning of the lineup, brilliant mold, not just a generic female pop. The way the whip went all the way around, the way they gave the love to her suit that she wears, I thought it looked awesome. Number 3, this one's probably not going to be popular for everyone, but the Toy Tokyo Con exclusive Rat Fink Glow in the Dark. They made 3 versions of this pop. The Glow in the Dark has to be my favorite. The other one that would be the honorable mention to go with it would be the Green Chrome. I normally don't like chrome, but the Green Chrome for this mold looked awesome. And they also made this Black Chrome, which I hadn't shown on the channel before, but it came in from Australia, so I did pick that one up. But the Glow in the Dark Rat Fink, they nailed it on the glow and they also nailed it on the paint job. It looks like a fantastic plastic piece, but of course it's not because this is an iconic character. So yeah, that one was tops for me. Number 2 would be one that had also a brilliant mold as well as brilliant touches on the glow, so it matches 2 of my favorite things. It is the Madame Leota from the Haunted Mansion. This was a Disney Parks exclusive. Luckily, someone in one of the Funko groups I'm in was able to pick them up for people, and I got it in. As I talked about before, I loved the glow on it. Her head glowing right there, but also to find out, only after I had it out and was looking at it closely, all of the candles around the side, each of those has glow on it. Funko was a little sloppy in that they missed a couple of the candles on the one that I have personally, but the attention to the detail, the idea of it, it was well executed, so that's a top one for me for 2019. Lastly, at the number 1 position, after thinking about all the other ones, I have to give it to the convention exclusive again, Kang and Kodos Simpsons Pops. These are favorites for a lot of people over this last year, and for good reason. I mean, the design work on each of them, making them uniquely different. It's not just the eyeballs, the drool is different, the mouths are different, the tentacles are different, the gun, and of course, this massive size. These aren't just normal size pops, and they have a killer glow on them. So Funko said, you know, when they went ahead and made these, they had to have a conversation and go, what size should they be? Well, we got these normal boxes. No, let's give them the right size they need to really show off the characters. So they made them a good size. It's its own giant box. Details including the paint splotches on the heads. Those are in there as well. And that glow is just ridiculous. So those have to be the #1 on my list for 2019. They're brilliant. Also honorable mentions for Simpsons this year, the Treehouse of Horror set. It was controversial on the channel, whatever, but the characters in that were well done. Not just generic characters off the show. They took their Treehouse of Horror characters. I think King Homer would probably be my favorite out of the batch. Otherwise, Marge as the cat, I think that was pretty awesome. It's really hard to pick a favorite out of that set because they were all so well done. That is my top 10 list for 2019. I hope you enjoyed it. What I would like to know is what your favorite top 3 were from 2019. I love to hear feedback from everyone on what their favorites are. Please share them below, and I will do a giveaway because you made it to the end of this video. And because everyone loves ad icons, and obviously I didn't cover them here, I'm gonna give away this guy right here. The Pillsbury Doughboy 2019 con exclusive with the Shamrock cookie. Yeah, so if you'd like to win that, or if you don't want to win it, go ahead and share in the comments below what your favorite 3 pops were from 2019. I would love to hear it and talk to you about it. And by next weekend, Saturday or Sunday, I'll do a drawing random out of the list of people who have given me their top 3, and you could be the winner of the Pillsbury Doughboy. So that's it for 2019 and Funko Pops. As always, thanks for watching.